You're listening to AFN Incirlik After Hours. This is your AFN Incirlik After Hours. I am Staff Sergeant Robbie Wagner.
Airman First Class Cambria Gross.
Senior Airman Sam O'Brien.
The topic today is about how the phones have been ringing off the hook this week.
Non-stop.
They have.
You guys noticed this, right?
Yes.
It's been a little... I wouldn't say it's ridiculous because I really enjoy it. I'm glad people get involved. But it's been ridiculous.
I'm about to have epilepsy from that flashing phone line.
The flashing, yes. And we have a special guest today. We have...
A1C Matthew Brizzi.
Airman Brizzi is one of our worst... I don't want to say offenders.
That was kind of hurtful.
I would like to say that he has been one of our most avid listeners.
Dedicated
yes. Caller inners.
There we go.
And so we brought him in to talk about what's going on his end. So, Airman Brizzi, step up to the mic there. And go ahead and tell us what's going on over at COM that you guys feel compelled to call in about 5 times a day.
I feel like 5 times isn't quite enough of a number for how often we call in. But
it's quite a lot.
That's very true.
I personally started calling when I heard on the radio that someone else from COM was calling in, and they were excited. And I believe it was with O'Brien. You had mentioned that you don't know why they're so obsessed with TLC. And
yeah, I was wondering about that.
And so I took this perfect moment to ask my shop to think of a TLC song. And we thought of one, and I called it in. And you asked me, why are we so obsessed with TLC?
And the answer was?
Because we're just a caring people.
There you go.
Okay. So how are you enjoying the call-in process? Is it fun?
I actually do enjoy it quite a bit. And it's kind of... for lack of a better way to explain it, a little bit of an ego boost to hear myself on the radio.
So it helps your morale then.
Yes,
That's
we're all having a good laugh. I didn't know I was so monotone though. That is kind of news to me.
I think you called me 2 days ago and you're like,
"Hello, Sergeant Wagner. It's your favorite airman."
And I was like, "Yes, Airman Brizzi, what's up?" And you go, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm glad you guys are calling in. Now what we're going to do is I got a mashup of all the phone calls from this week.
AFN Airman Gross.
Senior Airman O'Brien.
Staff Sergeant Wagner speaking.
I was wondering if I could request a song.
Yeah, can I get a name?
This is Airman Brizzi from the CST.
What?
Yeah, this is Sgt Clark. This is Airman Ferguson.
This is Airman Park from the Comm Squadron.
Sergeant Anderson from the Comm Squadron.
This is Airman Copeland from COM.
Awesome. What song can I play for you?
Hard Knock Life by Jay-Z. Dance by Fall Out Boy.
Over and Over Again by Nelly.
Panama by Van Halen.
Don't Stop Till You Get Enough by Michael Jackson.
Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. Killers, Mr. Brightside.
Human Nature by Michael Jackson.
Riot by 3 Days Grace. Rough Riders Anthem by DMX.
Can I request Michael Jackson Rock With You?
Pink Floyd The Wall. Do you have that?
Say My Name by Destiny's
I was
Child.
wondering if I could hear the Outcast Hey Ya song.
Sure. And what's your favorite color?
Purple.
My favorite color, I reckon green.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Half the people who call dedicate their song to Sergeant Clark.
I'd like to give a shout out to Sergeant Sgt Clark.
So what is so special about Sergeant Clark that we're all dedicating to him?
I think what's going on is one person did it, and it probably just caught on. So now every time infrastructure calls in, they're
it's like a meme now.
Going to Sergeant Clark.
It's T-bowing.
It's T-bowing. It's planking all over again.
Oh no.
Oh, God. I do have something I'd like to bring up. You
Go
all
ahead.
ask very, very interesting questions. Sergeant Wagner likes to ask very more like, what do you think of this, or do you know the answer to this? You're very trivia kind of questions.
If a tree falls in the forest and nobody's around to hear it, does it still make a sound?
But Airman Gross is like, what's your favorite color?
What's your favorite pizza topping?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, it is called the midday sugar rush.
I'm looking for the correct answer of rainbows and sparkles, but I have yet to have a
Nobody's-
caller.
Nobody's had that answer yet. So now you know the next time you call in
I'm gonna
what
have
answer
to
you
do it.
should
Not
give.
fair. He knows the answer now.
Yeah.
And if you throw in a unicorn, I don't know, maybe a mouse pad or something.
A mouse pad? Like an AFN mouse pad?
Yeah.
Oh.
Holler.
I will say, the one thing that I've been looking at, the one thing I want to do is I want to be able to go to their office with donuts. The shopette has those donuts. I mean, I don't know how good they are. I don't know anything about them, but I will go buy. I will go buy. Right, I will go buy a whole bunch of them and bring them to the office of whoever calls in with the afterthought.
I'll come with you and do my best Rip Taylor impression.
And to be fair, can I taste test these donuts to make sure they're up to par for our listeners?
Just gonna lick each one,
Yes.
and then I'll
If
take it over
anyone
there.
tells
Just
you
to
that
make sure
they're
not
here.
poisoned, right? Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's all we got for Airman Brizzi out of this, because now I have to kick him out before I do the after hour or the afterthought.
Well, I mean, you could just say that and I'll just sit in the corner.
You could, but I would see you. So here's what you could do. You could get somebody from your shop to listen to it. They could call in with the afterthought. Hey, this is Staff Sergeant Wagner. I'm jumping in here real quick so that I could do the afterthought because I didn't want Airman Brizzi catching it. That would be cheating. If you can call 1590 and get through something in a 30-acre thermal thicket of thorns and thistles thumped and thundered threateningly in 3D thoughts of Matthew the Thug, then you will win a special prize for your office. I mean, yeah, like I said, so it all depends on that shop head and if those shop head donuts are there, but that's what I would like to do for whoever calls in with the afterthought is.
That would be lovely, considering it's going to be my shop.
But thank you for stopping by.
Get out!
Starting with you, Airman Gross.
Yes.
This was your first week?
It was my first week alone.
Oh my goodness, it's already been a week though.
It went really well. Probably my favorite thing about this week was today was my very first Commander's Corner with Vice Commander Colonel Anarumo.
You mean...
In the studios with me today, we have your 39th Air Base Wing Vice Commander, Mr. Colonel Anarumo. Sir, how are you?
Hey, Mr. Colonel. That sounds even better. Thank you.
How are you,
Good
sir?
morning. I'm very well.
Mr. Colonel Anarumo?
Okay, in my defense, that's still very respectful and...
It was awesome. You did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
You guys, you had great conversation together, and you even brought in his shadow.
So we got Sergeant Herring from the Maintenance Squadron. He's one of the age guys, and everyone should recognize him if you're watching on TV, and if you don't, you'll see this later on, I'm sure. Sergeant Herring also runs our Honor Guard program.
Oh,
and I've said at all of the public events, I came here from the Pentagon, and they had a professional Honor Guard. They were full-time Honor Guardsmen and women, and our Honor Guard here is, to me, better. Every time I see them do anything, it is very, they're always tight.
Yes, sir.
They're always polished. They always do a perfect job, and they're all volunteers.
So if you want to sign up for the Honor Guard, you can call Staff Sergeant Samuel Herring or Staff Sergeant Abigail Yabut at 39fss.fso.honorguard@us.af.mil. Airman O'Brien.
I love my Weird News Wednesdays. And one of my stories this week was about a little boy with a very active imagination. A fourth grader in Kermit, Texas, a 9-year-old, was suspended from school because he stated that he had the One Ring as featured in Lord of the Rings and threatened his friend that he could use it to make him disappear. At 9 years old, I guess apparently you cannot have an imagination anymore.
At least they let him keep it till 9, Like, I got mine wiped out like at 4.
They considered that a threat. I have the ring forged in the fires of Mount Doom, and I will make you disappear. Clip number 2, I had Mrs. Jessica Simpson in studio. Not that one.
You?
Not that one. So Jessica Simpson works at the Airman and Family Readiness Center. I met her actually on a trip, so I know her. So it was fun to have her in studio because we already know, how to get along and talk to each other.
There are 3 components of TAP. I like to break it down as the first step. Doesn't always happen in that order, but in a perfect utopian world, if you do everything the way you're supposed to, the first step would be to attend a pre-separation briefing. Okay?
Yeah, that's the TAPS program.
Yeah, and I'm not really close to that point yet, so I didn't know that it was like 3 parts. You have your briefing, and then you have your whole actual transition assistance program, and then there's like this thing at the end, this capstone event where you get a lot of counseling about, how to present yourself to employers. And here, since we're kind of a small base, they only do it every other month. They'll have one coming up again in mid-March from the Airman and Family Readiness Center, and that is 676-6755.
All right, so that was the after hours for this week. If you want to get hold of us, Airman Gross.
You can call the AFN building at 676-6491, or if you want to call the studio, it is 1590.
And Airman O'Brien.
Oh, they can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/AFN Incirlik.
Or they can go to youtube.com/AFN Incirlik, and they can look at the latest news, the Pulse. That's a big one. In fact, it's an award winner now.
Dun, da, da, da.
Yeah.
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.com/AFN-Incirlik. You can check out this. I mean, if they're listening to this right now, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, you'll be on SoundCloud.
They're
Probably
already on there.
Scratched.
Unless they're listening on Divots Hub, because now we have divotshub.net. We store it on there as well for people who can't get it on military computers. So if you're listening to it on SoundCloud and you thought, this would be cool to pull up at work, there you go, divotshub.net. Search AFN Incirlik After Hours. But I am Staff Sergeant Robbie Wagner.
I'm Airman First Class Cambria Grosseth.
I'm Senior Airman Sam O'Brien, and I'm dreamy.
We are the people responsible for bringing you the radio each week, and we just need to say goodbye now.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Hasta luego. Por favor.
See. That's all my Spanish.
Your pronunciation needs work.
I said one thing.
Bye, guys.